Y'all come on back. Come on back. Come on back. Come on back. Hey, Sassy, I'm back. Girl, I almost messed up my phone. I don't know if you could see it or if y'all could tell, but it's raining and I'm walking in the rain. But I walked by, when I turned around, yeah, you probably don't remember when I turned around, but I was walking and I moved the umbrella. The phone it was so much water on the phone. I was like, oh, I gotta get this water off. And I didn't want to wipe the phone and end up, messing up the live. I didn't know what was gonna happen. So I didn't want to wipe the phone, but girl, it was a lot of water. And I was like, oh, I gotta get this water off my phone. Girl, you know how these phones are. You know how these phones are. If they get wet and you can't return them and just say, you remember you used to return your phone even if you got it wet and they send you another one? Now they have it so that they can tell if it's water damage. And if it's water damage, it just depends on, who gets it. If that person is nice or not. If it's water damage, you're gonna have to just get a new phone. If you don't have insurance, you probably going, girl, I ain't thinking about them. Sassy, I ain't thinking about them. They be making, they make your views go up, child. Now when they start acting up and acting ugly, because everybody, with the way it is now, everybody gets, well, I won't say everybody does, but a lot of people, they get trolls now. And that's why I've been saying, if you come in here and you're acting good, I don't have a problem with you. But when you start asking me 21 questions, you got to go. It feels good. It feels good out here. I had to get out here because, honestly, it's going to be pretty days, Sonya. Dang it. You know what I mean, Sassy. There are going to be pretty days. But guess what? The tree pollen tears me up. So I'll probably end up staying inside on days where the pollen count is high. So like on a day like today, this rain, I love it. I love it. It just doesn't love my phone. So I really wasn't paying attention to my umbrella. I had it kind of falling backwards, and like a gush of rain came, and plus I walked under a tree, and it was just like the wind blew, and it was all over the phone. So like days like this, I'm gonna have to enjoy these days during the spring, because you remember we were talking about spring allergies? Girl, they tear me up during the spring. Allergies tear me up. Hello, Grand Risings. What's that, artist? Grand Rising artist. In urgent need. What are you in urgent need of? You better get off this live. Not artist. I don't know how to pronounce that name. Sarav Naj. You better get off the live if you're in urgent need. Otherwise, as long as you be good, as long as you keep it cute, you can stay on here. I entertain. I talk with the trolls. I talk with trolls. As long as they keep it cute. When you start to cut up, we gotta let you go. We gotta let you go. Like I was telling y'all, as always, when it comes to these apps, there's a positive, and then there's a negative. When they throw out something new, there's always a positive side, and then there's a negative side. And the negative side is the fact that you'll get some trolls who just come in here just to cut up and act up. But the positive side is you can still hide them, and you can also let that view count. Okay, Sassy. I have to go on a very important phone call. Okay, I'll see you later. I might come back later as long as it's still like rainy and cloudy, because as long as it's like this, those spring allergies won't bother me. For you 32 people that are coming through here, drop down in the chat and talk. Let's talk. It's like, what, 8:32 in India? So what are you guys doing in India? Are you partying? It's Friday. It's Friday night. What are you doing? Wherever you are, wherever you're from, let me know what you're doing. We're in the States. We're working. Most of us are working. Some of us are stay-at-home moms, stay-at-home dads. But I would hope that most of us are working. Or maybe we're off today. Maybe we're off today. Maybe we have a 3-day weekend. Or maybe, today, for those who are on spring break, you're wrapping up your spring break. And if you're wrapping up your spring break, I hope you had a wonderful spring break. I do. I hope you had a wonderful spring break. If it was your spring break. Uh-oh. But, other than that, it's the weekend. And you guys know what I always promote for the weekend. A lot of people have to work on the weekend. If you don't have to work, enjoy your weekend. Get you some rest and relaxation. Have you some fun. Show yourself a good time. Party, if that's what you do. If partying isn't your thing, treat yourself. Go shopping. Take yourself out to eat. And you don't have to take anyone with you. Go by yourself. It's nice to go with friends. Do that if you choose. But don't let that keep you from going out and enjoying yourself. Like if you don't have anyone who's available to go out with you this weekend and you feel like going out and having a good time, do so by yourself. Sometimes that's the most fun you'll ever have, is fun that when you're all alone, when you're on your own. That's the most fun you can have sometimes. You don't have to worry about treating anybody. You don't have to worry about paying somebody's tab. You don't have to worry about somebody else coming up short on their bill. So this weekend, go out, have a good time, treat yourself. Go out with friends if you choose, but if your friends aren't available, don't let that stop you from going out, treating yourself, and getting you some quality time in, some self-time, some you time, me time. Don't let the fact that you don't have anyone to go with stop you. I know how it is though. Sometimes when you want to go out, sometimes you just don't want to go alone. And that's okay. That's okay. But sometimes if you go ahead and do it, you'll have a great time. You have a great time. But, it just depends on the person. To each his own. Some people would much rather go, with a group, or at least with one other person. And you have some people who are loners. They really, really enjoy getting out on their own, having a good time. So whatever you do, be safe. If you're traveling, be safe. Have a good time. Treat yourself. Treat yourself. Pedicure, manicure, shopping, hair salon, barbershop, whatever it is. Treat yourself. A nice steak dinner. Treat yourself. Always remember to treat yourself. Treat yourself. It's okay to be selfish sometimes. It really, really is. It's okay to be selfish sometimes. If you like to party, go out and party, have a good time. Now, when it comes to partying, I do suggest that you at least go with one other person, unless you're going to go and stay a couple of hours, long enough to enjoy yourself, and head home at a decent time. Head home at a decent time, at a safe time. Just protect yourselves in all forms and fashions. Listen at that water. Protect yourselves, enjoy yourselves. Protect yourselves and enjoy yourselves. For those of you who have kids, young adults old enough to do their thing. We know they don't like to hear us, worry about them all the time. But hey, make sure that you remind them to be safe and to protect themselves as well. Protect themselves as well. So artist, where did you go, artist? Sarav Naj, where did you go? Well, I don't know. Siraj said that he was in urgent need. So I hope he was trolling. I hope he was trolling. I hope he didn't mean that. I hope he wasn't in urgent need for anything. So it feels so good. This rain feels so good. Do you guys sometimes just walk in the rain? Let me tell you, during the spring, I love it. I love it. Look at that. Any little thing that I see that reminds me that spring is here. Any little thing that I see, except for the pollen. Except the pollen. Because that pollen tears me up. The pollen tears me up. It really does. Thank you to those who are still here walking with me. I encourage you to walk, to ride your ellipticals, your treadmills, your bicycles, to go swimming. Especially if you have joint issues. The weight of that water really, really does help your joints. The weight of the water really does help your joints. And y'all can come on back here. I know the 6 of you left because I said something. Stop being like that. Don't be like that. If I was on here wilding out or acting crazy or being a plumb fool, y'all would stay. And you would be telling your friends to look. But I'm on here trying to encourage you to do something positive for yourselves, for your mind, for your mental health, for your emotional health. So many people are so focused on the IQ. Focus on your EQ. Focus on your emotional quotient. It's very, 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 very important. Just as important, and for some people even more so, than your IQ, your intelligence quotient. Because that emotional quotient can sometimes affect that IQ in a way that it prevents you from being productive. It feels so good. A nice rainy day on the Pride. It feels so good. So I told you. I just said hello. And they ran, but that's okay. As long as somebody is walking, as long as I'm walking, nobody has to walk with you. Walk by yourself. That's a big problem. People will often say they don't have anyone to do something with them. Do it by yourself. Your health is your wealth. Your mental health is your wealth. Don't rely on someone else to get your exercise in, okay? Because people will say something came up. People will say they have something more important to do. They can't go with you today. People will say they'll have a plethora of reasons why they can't exercise with you. They'll have a plethora of reasons why they can't walk with you. And if you allow that to affect your desire to walk, then you won't be walking. We want to focus on your health, your mental state, your physical health. Your health is your wealth, mentally and physically. Wealth is not all about money. You have to be in a good mental place and physical place to even begin to think about making money. So your health is definitely, definitely, definitely more important. And don't let anyone, stop you from exercising. I know a lot of us, we need a partner sometimes to be motivated, and sometimes we start off together and everything's all good. But then your partner decides that, they're not so into it. They'll start later. They can't do it right now. Don't let that deter you. Don't let that deter you. Don't let that interfere with your goal for self-improvement. Because that's what exercise is. You're trying to improve yourself. You're trying to improve yourself. If you come across this live replay, I want you to know that nothing that is said in this live video is meant to be professional advice, diagnostic advice, or treatment advice. It's only meant to encourage you, to uplift you, and to motivate you, and to encourage, uplift, and motivate me. I tell you guys all the time that most people who are trying to be as positive as they can be, it's not that they're perfect. It's not that they're even striving to be perfect or striving for things to be perfect, but they're uplifting themselves as well. They're uplifting themselves as well when they're trying to uplift other people. And sometimes that's just how life is. You have to, as they say, grab your bootstraps, tighten them up, and lift yourself up. And if you can lift up other people while doing so, then that's great. That's great. But yeah, so much water got in my phone the last time I had to end that live and start it over. So with that being said, I'm just going to keep walking. If you guys come through, I appreciate it. The purpose of my walk and talk lives are to encourage people to move. You don't have to walk, you can dance. You can jump rope. You can ride your bike. You can swim. You can walk on your treadmill. You can use your elliptical. And with all this pollen that's out, rainy days are great. But when the pollen starts to affect me, I will definitely be on my elliptical. Because if anyone who's been through here before, you've most likely heard me say that my elliptical is my best friend. My elliptical won't lie. The numbers that it shows, they won't lie to you. They won't lie to you unless the batteries are weak. If it functions off batteries, they won't lie to you unless the batteries are weak. And even then, instead of lying to you, it'll probably just kind of shut off. It'll probably just kind of shut off on you. So I want all you men and women out there, boys and girls, children, adults, to move at least 30 minutes, 5 days per week. See, that gives you 2 days off. 150 minutes per week. That's 5 days per week. You choose your off days. You choose your off days. Listen to that rain. For anyone else who comes through here for the next few minutes, we're just going to listen to this rain. We're walking and talking in the rain. But for the most part right now, we're walking in the rain. There's nothing wrong with walking in the rain, singing in the rain, dancing in the rain. The rain is stress relieving. It cools you off. It's not going to hurt you. It's only water. It's only water. It's not going to hurt you. It's not, as long as it's not cold and frigid outside, it's not going to hurt you. It's water. It's just water. Enjoy the water. Listen at it hitting the umbrella. Listen to it hit the umbrella. We got us a walking, alive walking and talking ASMR. So we don't even have to talk. We can just listen. Listen, listen. Let it calm you. Let it calm you. How many of you guys have worked out? You worked the overnight shift, and last night was your last night for the week. Well, some of you, your last night may be tonight. It might be tonight. It might be Friday night. But a lot of people, when they work overnights, it's kind of like a Sunday through Thursday. And for others, it's Monday through Friday. I think I prefer, I don't know. I think I prefer Monday through Friday. And be off. I don't know. I guess maybe it would just depend. It would depend on the job. You know, sometimes you make plans. When you make weekend plans, you want to head out on Friday. But heck, if you're working 5 days a week and it's Monday through Friday night, you're probably going to have to take off Monday anyway to really enjoy yourself. And if it's Sunday through Thursday, you're probably going to have to take off Sunday night in order to enjoy yourself. You really are. I was on my elliptical earlier, and it felt so good. It felt so good. It really, really did. When I get back inside, I'm going to do legs and lower back. Legs and lower back. So, we'd like to encourage you guys to get 150 minutes per week of cardio. If you can't do 150, do what you can. Some people can't do 30 minutes. Whether it's time constraints or, whether they're just getting started, they can't do it. So, do 20. Do 20. And I know some people will say, if you do 20, you should do 30. That 10 minutes isn't a lot. But for some people, that 10 minutes can make a big difference, especially if they're on strict time constraints. I never suggest 10, only 10. I know some is better than nothing. But when you say something as low as 10, people tend to easily not do it. It's easier to avoid it. So I always emphasize 30 minutes per day for cardio. And just in case time doesn't permit, then you can drop down to like 20. No lower than 15. No lower than 15. Come on now. I know a lot of people who they just don't like exercising, or they want to exercise, but they're really trying to get out the easiest way possible. And they want to say 10 minutes. Come on. Come on. It takes you 2 to 3 to warm up, okay? Takes you 2 to 3 to get you some stretching in. 2 to 3 to warm up. So once you warm up for 2 to 3 minutes, you're only going to do 10 minutes. That means you're only going to go full throttle for 7 minutes. And some of you guys will even break that down. You'll go full throttle for 5 minutes, and you'll cool down for a minute or two. You'll cool down for a minute or two. So don't do that. Do at least bare minimum 15 minutes. Unless health issues prevent that. Unless of course, common sense. Let's have some common sense about it. Always consult with your healthcare provider, be it your doctor, your nurse practitioner, your physician's assistant, or just a physical therapist, whoever you consult with, and make sure that before you start any workout routine, any exercise regimen, that you're okay to do so, and what level you should start. They'll even help you develop a plan. They'll help you develop a plan. Hi, Betty. Retirement Days, welcome to the live. Retirement Days, comfort foods and more. Happy Friday. How are you? Glad to have you in the live. It's raining here. It feels so good. I'm enjoying this rain because I've noticed lately that the cars have been full of pollen, full of the yellow greenish stuff. And it bothers me. It whoops my butt. It whoops my butt. So I'm happy to see the rain. I'm happy to see the rain. I'm happy to be out here in the rain. I really am. Rain won't hurt you. You know how they used to say, a little dirt won't hurt? A little rain won't hurt. A little rain won't hurt. I'm being nosy, y'all. This is like, it looks like cane. Almost looks like sugar cane. It's not sugar cane, but it definitely has that appearance. Look at that can. It never fails. Someone's always gonna litter. Someone's always going to litter. They don't care. Some people truly don't care. They don't care who has to pick it up. It's just like when you go into a restaurant. How many of you guys, when you go out to eat, are you good about kind of, you know, they have to bust the table anyway. They have to clean the table off anyway. But are you kind of good about trying to make sure you leave it as clean as possible? At least as clean as possible. Some people don't care. Some people don't care. They'll leave the table filthy. Food all over the place. You know, they don't care. Because they feel like they don't have to clean it up. Now, if they have babies and small kids, it's more understandable. But look at that cigarette pack. But when you have adults and they just leave the table in a mess, and it's like, yeah, they do. They have to clean it up before the next guest come, but you could do better. You could do better. Don't be so messy. Don't be so messy. I don't know how I would get it, but I really did want a piece of that cane. It wasn't sugar cane, but I just wanted a piece. In fact, I still have some sugar cane. Sugar cane is, the sweetness from it is so natural. So natural. If you ever get a chance to get you a few canes of sugar, a few sugar canes, get it. Get it, break it, and just enjoy that sweetness. Enjoy that sweetness. It's so naturally sweet. It kind of reminds me of, what else is, it reminds me of just naturally sweet fruit, but it's sugar cane. It's actually sugar cane, and I just really love the taste of it. It's so sweet. We had a little bit of ASMR going when the rain was hitting the umbrella. It's not hitting the umbrella anymore. The rain's not hitting the umbrella anymore. It feels good. I really can't take the umbrella down because it's sprinkling a little bit. So I don't want too much to get into my phone. But I really don't need this umbrella. It really feels so good out here. And that rain coming down feels so good. Whew. Whew. Had to straighten that out. So I just said, forget it. It's almost time for me to get a new phone anyway. And watch, I start to complain. I'm out here letting my phone get wet. Next thing you know, I'll be complaining about the phone. And I'm out here letting it get wet. But I promise you guys, it feels so good outside when it's raining. I don't know about you, and I know to each his own. Some people can't stand to be out in the rain. Now, I can't stand to be out, like driving and shopping around and things like that. If I'm at the grocery store and it starts to rain while I'm inside, I get so frustrated. I get so frustrated. But if I'm what in the heck? But if I'm just out walking, it's all good. Oh my gosh, I think that's a bird. What in the world? Looks like something hit it. I hate to see stuff like that, but I just still have to make sure of what it was. Are you guys like that? Like you see something in the street. Hey Alice, how are you? Happy Friday. Are you guys like that? When you see something and you know it may not be to your liking, or it may maybe even gross you out, but you still have to look anyway. You don't have to, but you do. And that looked like a poor little bird. Yeah, but it just looked like half of him. Oh my gosh. The other day, I saw a poor cat. He was a big cat too. I don't think he was a stray. I think he may have belonged to somebody. And that was so sad. So sad. Alice, Alice says, nope. Alice says, look, look now. If it's gruesome, if it's something that's not worth looking at, or something that's not pleasing to look at, she ain't looking. Okay? She's not looking. Alice said, nope. Alice, I'm nosy like that. I'm nosy like that. Because it was just like, what is that? And I looked and looked. I couldn't tell. And then the more I could tell, the more I wanted to look. Oh my gosh. I got to get out of that. I got to get out of that. But yeah, I'm enjoying this being outside, because this rain feels so good. It feels so good. Like I said, you remember when your parents told you a little dirt won't hurt? A little water won't hurt. A little water won't hurt you. And it's just washing this pollen away. You know, I love springtime. I love the spring because it's warm. It's warm. It's not quite, you know, we have some hot days, but it's nothing like summer. It's nothing like summer for the most part. But the only thing about spring is the allergies. My allergies cut up during the spring. They cut up. Like, and I didn't even think about it. The other day I was sneezing, and I think I even mentioned on my live, I said, I think I'm coming down with a head cold. And it just, I don't know, maybe, you know what, maybe because the past couple of springs, they haven't bothered me as bad, because, you know, we were masked up. So we were wearing masks. And even before 2019, I would wear masks because, y'all, when I would leave home and head to work, by the time I get like, I don't know what it is with me. It's like, for the most part, if I'm kind of like leaving from the house to the car, I'm good. On the drive, for the most part, I'm good. But once I sit down and try to settle, it kicks in on me, and I know it's the allergies. Now, if I stay outside a long time, yeah, I'm sneezing like crazy. Alice says, oh yes, oh my goodness, oh my gosh, those spring allergies are something else. And for people who have allergies year round, oh my gosh, they have them during the spring, summer, and fall. They may get by with the winter. They may get by with winter without having any allergies, but some people have them year around. And the spring whoops my butt. So, you know, and we always been talking about on here when I'm live, it's almost spring. What, March 19th or 20th or something like that. But we have been talking about it since Groundhog's Day, where they were saying, we're going to have an early spring as far as the groundhog, you know, for people who believe that. And it's like, that's only the 11th time that, you know, the groundhog says an early spring. So I don't know if it was up to the groundhog or not, but I know this year it seems like we've been having an early spring. Now, we do get some cold days here or there. And like I've been selling the chat, we probably most likely will have what they call is that Easter snap. Somewhere between a week or two before or after Easter, it's really cold in a lot of places. When we think it's that the cold is gone, it'll snap back on us. So it's like I'll get to where I'm going, and then all of a sudden I start sneezing. And it seems like you can take non-drowsy formula medicine, But y'all, I'm not gonna lie, it seems like Benadryl. March 20th, okay, I got you. March 20th, I figured, I was thinking the 21st, but I think someone had told me it was before that. So I wasn't sure if it was the 19th or 20th. So, you know, Easter is March 31st. So technically it will be spring per the calendar. But we'll still probably get that Easter snap. I think that's what my grandparents used to call it. My parents, that Easter snap, where it just, you have maybe a week or two before or after Easter, you have a few cold days. And in some places it'll even snow. So, yeah. And I don't mind that, because it's just winter. It's just winter, taking this last little hoorah before December. It's just winter, taking this last little, getting this last little dig in before December. Alice says March 21st is the first full day of spring, but it starts on March 20th. Okay, I got you. So, you know, these flowers have been blooming like for the past 2 weeks at least. Some flowers, they've bloomed and fallen off and bloomed again already. And I've just been watching them. Like right now, I'm looking at a tree that I pass by sometimes, and everything is falling off. And it was so pretty on the ground. It was like this lavender. The blooms were like a lavender color. And so I saw a tree yesterday that had white, it looked like white roses. I'm not sure exactly what they were, but they looked like white roses. They weren't roses, but that's just what they kind of looked like. And a little while ago, they started to look brown and they started to fall off. And I'm like, you know, I know they have to fall off at some point because it's technically not spring, and I know they'll come back. But it was just amazing to me. Like, I've really paid attention this year. And I think I paid more attention because of the fact that that they said that we would have an early spring. And they were right. It's been really, really warm. There have been days where, you know, it gets chilly again, but it has been really warm. And I've been enjoying that. I've been enjoying the weather. The squirrels are out here just running around, having a blast. You know, that's what we need to do sometimes. Get out here and walk in the rain and just soak up the nature, soak up that good, nice breeze that the rain tends to come along with the rain. Even during the summertime, I enjoy the rain because when it rains, it tends to cool things off. My daughter's birthday is March 21st. Okay. Happy early birthday. What's today? Today? Oh, 6 days away. 6 days away. 6 days away. Tell her happy early birthday, Alice. And we're wishing her many, many more. Do you guys have any plans? Are you going to surprise her, or do you guys just have some plans? Anything that you intend to do? Is she just gonna kind of kick back and relax? Or is she the type of child that is she the type of daughter that she likes to really, really have a good time and enjoy herself on her birthday? Whatever she does, I hope she enjoys herself. When these kids have these birthdays, you know, when they're young, it doesn't seem so bad. But once they become adults, actually once they become teenagers, boy, they make us feel old. Even if you don't feel old, you think that way. It's like, where did the time go? It's like, where did the time go? Because it's no turning back from birth. But especially once they hit those teenage years, oh my gosh. At the sub-teen, pre-teens, you're hanging on to them. Because once they hit those teenage years, and you know, I'll say 13 and under, they want to do things on their own. They kind of start pulling away from mama and daddy. But 15, 16, oh, everything is about being with their friends, maybe their cousins or something, which you're glad about, family. But a lot of times, they don't want us hanging around. And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. Because after a while, you're going to be 18 and 19, and you're definitely going to be doing your own thing. So I got to enjoy these minor years. I have to enjoy these minor years where you can still have a little bit of control. Alice says, thanks. We'll probably do something over the weekend. She's grown, married with 3 kids of her own. Oh, I got you. I got you. I bet they have something planned really nice too. I bet they do. Yes, it's like once the kids grow up and then they become adults, and it's like, well, definitely no more babies. And especially once they get married and start to have families of their own. But guess what? They're still our babies. They will always be. I don't care. I tell my children, I don't care if I'm 200 years old and you're 170. You're my baby if you're no one else's. You will always be, by the grace of God, with the grace of God, He saw fit for me to be your vessel here. So you will always be an extension of me and your dad. You'll always be our babies. And I know, I see people sometimes refer to, they'll say my baby, and you see the kid walk in, it's like you said, Alice, like an adult. And it's like, we know they're not our babies, but they are our babies. And you know, if in your eyes they may not be our babies, but in our eyes they'll always be our babies. Like I said, we could be 100 years old and they could be 80 years old, both walking around here on canes. That's going to be our baby. They're going to be our babies. They're going to be our babies. Hey, my chef finds wine. Chef says, hey, my lunch pride. Hey, Alice. Hey, you. We're starting. Yes. Chef, I was talking about that the other day. A lot of times, depending on how I work, I'll switch it up from mornings to like afternoons. Like last summer, I walked a few days during the afternoon after I worked out, but it started to get hot. So it's like I do mornings, afternoons if it's not too hot for a while, like maybe 2 to 3 months, and then I'll do evenings. But when it was so hot last summer, I started walking during the evenings. I just kind of stuck with the evenings. But I think I was saying earlier, it's spring, and that pollen whoops my butt. The pollen does not play with me. So like on a day like today, it's rainy. It's a perfect day for me to be outside walking. Miss Alice says, hey, Chef find this wine. Yes, so I've already exercised. I got on out. I was off today. Got on up and got on out here. Because like I was saying earlier, I think I left this. I was talking about all that sneezing. I was sneezing the other day. Hadn't even clicked with me that it's basically spring. It's basically spring. And spring allergies, they tear me up, y'all. They tear me up. And I can find something like some non-drowsy Claritin when not for like work. But when I walk out of the house, and by the time I get to work, now on the drive, I'm good. You know, you touch the handles and stuff, and I'm good on the drive in. But by the time I sit down and I'm settled, I go to sneezing like crazy. My throat goes to itching. You know, I go to sneezing. When I was younger, my eyes would itch, but now it's pretty much my throat, itchy throat, like the roof of my mouth, kind of the back, and sneezing. I promise you, I probably sneezed 30 times within 2 or 3 minutes. And so that's why I was sneezing the other day. That's why I was sneezing. And I just kind of forgot about it. Did I eat breakfast? Yep. I ate a light breakfast though. I ate a light breakfast. I don't eat breakfast. To be honest, I usually don't eat breakfast. I'm more of a luncheon later, like around maybe 11:30. I I usually don't eat breakfast. Lately, I've been eating breakfast a little bit more, a little bit more often, but I usually don't eat until after 12, honestly. 11:30 would be early, a little bit early. So I eat between like 12 and 8, sometimes 9. But if I'm making a conscious effort to like only eat between 12 and 8, I'll stick to that. I'll stick to that. And if I will eat something after 8, it'll be a snack. It'll be a snack. But yep, I don't. Now, what I will do, Chef, is after I'm done exercising, I drink chocolate milk. I drink chocolate milk or grape juice. I drink chocolate milk or grape juice. Most of the times, chocolate milk for the protein. Because I'm not one of those people into like protein shakes and stuff like that. Because a lot of times those protein shakes have a lot of protein. And protein is crucial. It's very important. But you can overindulge when it comes to protein too. So I usually get like chocolate milk right after I work out. Chocolate milk. What else? If I don't have chocolate milk, I'll drink milk. I have to get fat-free milk though, because regular milk just tastes so heavy to me. I grew up on regular milk, but once I started to try and eat better and I adapted to skim milk or fat-free milk, regular milk just started to feel kind of heavy. Not really greasy, but heavy. Heavy. Right, Miss Alice says too much of anything isn't good. Right. We have to have so many fats, carbs, and proteins. But a lot of times, if you overindulge in protein, it's not safe. It's not safe. But it does feed those muscles. You do need it. It does feed those muscles. Those proteins are definitely needed. And those fats are needed too. I think the fats, though, we get caught up in the wrong kind sometimes. That saturated and that trans fat, we definitely don't need. We don't need that saturated and that trans fat. But the omega-3 fatty acids in fish and, things like that, olive oil, avocado oil. Chef says, I love chocolate and strawberry milk. Really? No. Chef, that's how I am with that chocolate milk. That's how I am with chocolate milk. It's like everybody will come through and they're like, come through the house like, why don't you just buy 2 gallons of chocolate milk? Because you drink it every day. Like you drink it every day. So I had to start buying 2 gallons of chocolate milk. And I'm like, okay, so y'all really feeling chocolate milk like that? And they was like, we work out too, Mom. Like we want chocolate milk too. Yeah, it was harder than this at one point, Alice. It really was. It was harder than this. I had to end the first live. This is the second live that I started. And I took the umbrella down. I accidentally took the umbrella down. It really wasn't an accident. I was walking under the tree. And I intentionally took it down. But right when I took the umbrella down, the wind blew. And rain went everywhere, all over the phone. And so I had to end the live. So I had to check on my phone. Yep, I had to end the live. I had to check on my phone. I was so mad. But yeah, I thought about it. I said, pollen, spring allergies have always, well, not have always, but since I was like a teenager, they've just bothered me. And even before 2019, I would sometimes wear a mask during the spring if I was going to be outside for a while, or sometimes just from the house into the car, so that, it wouldn't get to me as much. And I'd have to make sure that I wash my hands, because as soon as you walk outside, pollen is all over the doorknob, it's all over the car door. So I would get inside work, wash my hands, take the mask off, and wash my hands again. But after 2019, we were wearing the mask so much more. Like I wore it so much more. It was more frequent. Then I thought about it. Okay, last year, I didn't have a big problem with my allergies. But it was, and the year before that, it was because I was wearing the mask so much. So I'm gonna have to go back to, hey Joshua, I'm gonna have to go back to wearing my mask when it's not raining. At least, for the spring. Joshua says hello to everyone. Hi, Alice. Miss Alice says hi, Joshua. He says, what's up, Chef Finest Wine? Chef, are you at work today? Are you working? I appreciate you. Whether you're working or not, I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Thank you for coming through, because you could have been anywhere else, but you decided to spend a little time with me, and I appreciate it. I think as content creators, we have to tell you guys thank you. We appreciate you. We appreciate you. There are a couple of trolls in here earlier, and I was like, I appreciate y'all too, as long as y'all act good. And look, as soon as I said that, they left. They were acting good at first, and then they started to play the 21 question game. And I was like, see, y'all trolling now. Sometimes people will come through from other countries, and that's why I say we fuss about YouTube a lot. But you have to tell YouTube thank you sometimes too, because due to the fact that they now have this live table where you just scroll through and you go up to the next live, more people are seeing you. So that means more views. They may not stay long, but you get more views. So you have to say thank you to YouTube for that. That kind of helps out a little bit. It helps out a lot, really. Joshua says, what? Couple of trolls already? Oh yeah, Joshua. It's all the time now, since the new YouTube format. Yep, it's all the time now since that new YouTube format. But that's okay, because sometimes, you meet new people who aren't trolls. So I tell them, you can stay in here as long as you're being good, as long as you're being positive, uplifting, encouraging. You don't have to be anything. You can just be quiet. Sometimes I never know. I don't know if you're a troll or not, because I just see the number. I just see them as Alex. Right, I just see the number. And the numbers help me. I gotta get my numbers back up. Y'all know after a year, everything that you did from today back to this day a year ago, your hours fall off. Your hours fall off. And they have been steady, and I was okay. But I've been slacking off a little bit. Some people keep their hours up though. They go live or they upload videos. They don't really always go live, but they upload videos 2, 3, 4 times a day. I don't see how they do it. I commend them, but I don't see how they do it. It's like so much you have to get done in a day. Like you have to, if you have kids, if you have grandkids, if you have a spouse, if you have parents, your self-time, what we call it, that me time. So I don't see how they do it. But there are some content creators where YouTube is actually their job, like for real, their job. So they do so many videos a day, maybe 2 or 3 days, and then they take off 2 or 3 days. So I get that. Yes, it says but there are some now, they aren't uploading pre-recorded videos. They're just like on here live. Every time you turn around, they're live. Or they're like on somebody else's live. And it's not their job. It's like they're not truly using it for a job. It's like, I don't see how. Like I said, I commend them for being able to do it. But I don't see how, because I have to be, when you work too, and on your off days, seems like you want to be, kind of supporting people. I believe in that. I believe in supporting people, because people come through and support you. You should show support back. But just being on here so much throughout the day. Now what I do, a lot of times I will come through when people are live and I say hello. I say hello to everybody, because like I said earlier, every view counts. And then you want to say hello to people and support people, because you appreciate when they support you, when people support you. So even if it's people who don't come to your live, sometimes if it's people you just enjoy, you like, you just say hello. So it's been almost an hour. Technically, I was on here for an hour, but had to start my live over. This rain has gotten steady. It was like this when I first started, but it would break more frequently. It would break. It hadn't been a break in a few minutes. It's been coming. And I guess I'm not ready to get out of it because it feels so good out here. It feels so good out here. You know, it hasn't been extremely hot. But again, you know, the pollen has been out. And so when the pollen is like that, even if it's pretty outside, I kind of stay inside. Unless I take something, And Claritin, I'll take some non-drowsy Claritin. But y'all, Benadryl is the best, okay? Benadryl is the best. And to my knowledge, I don't know if they make a non-drowsy formula of Benadryl. I don't. But even if they did, I get the straight up Benadryl, okay? Because Benadryl is the best. Excuse me, y'all. Benadryl is the best. So, I think they do. I don't know. Do you guys know? Do they make a non-drowsy formula of Benadryl? I know they have the non-drowsy Claritin. They have non-drowsy generic forms of Claritin, Allegra. What's another one? Claritin, Allegra, Zyrtec. I know they have non-drowsy forms of those. But I don't know if they have a non-drowsy form of Benadryl. Maybe they do. Maybe they do. Miss Alice says Benadryl knocks me out. It does. Oh my gosh. Miss Alice, if you have a cold or something though, whew, you get some good sleep. You get some good sleep with that Benadryl. If you have a cold or if your allergies just have you in a pickle, that Benadryl will allow you to get some good sleep. I'm telling you. If you got problems sleeping that night, and you got a cold and you stuffy, hit that humidifier or a vaporizer. Get you that correct dose of Benadryl now. The correct dose, y'all. The correct dose. Again, y'all know we're not giving any medical advice over here. We're telling you about things that are over the counter. You read your directions, okay? Read your directions. Don't overindulge. Make sure you follow the directions on the package. But Benadryl, in the prescribed form, or not so much the prescribed because it's over the counter, but in the form that's in the instructions, the directions, you take it and you'll get good sleep. For the most part. For the most part. Now, if you're one of those people and Benadryl doesn't touch you, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. But believe it or not, just regular strength Tylenol can help you kind of unwind and get good sleep. Regular strength Tylenol can kind of help you unwind and get some good sleep. A lot of people don't believe that. And it's not that I didn't believe it in the past. I found it hard to believe, like just regular Tylenol. But it does. It does. You know, does it work like that for everyone? Probably not. But a lot of people, I've talked to a lot of people, they say they can take a Tylenol, sometimes not even two, and it helps them to rest. It helps them rest. So, I'm going to make one more lap because I've been on here an hour. And I thank each and every one of you. I appreciate you, Miss Alice. My Chef Finest Wine, my mod. Of course, Sassy, my other mod, came through. Joshua, Cool Gamer. Betty from Retirement Days came through as well. If I missed you, it was not intentional. Cool Gamer came through. I think I said Cool Gamer. And a couple of trolls came through. And the trolls were okay. They were good for the most part. They were good for the most part. They were. So they didn't cut up. They didn't act up. They started to play 21 questions. And so when they start to play 21 questions, you already know what time it is. It's time for them to go. It's time for them to go. I say, look, you gotta go. You really don't have to go, but I gotta hide you. I gotta hide you. So you really don't have to go, but I gotta hide you. So you can continue to watch if you would like and help with that view. I don't mind. We're not being mean. Y'all, this wind feels so good. Oh my gosh, this wind feels so good. And see, I exercised already for today. And you know, when you exercise overall, you have more energy. But like right now, I've exercised and I've walked for like an hour, and this wind feels so good. I could really go to sleep. I could really go to sleep. Alice says, I have to go. Enjoy the rest of your day and have a great weekend. Thank you, Miss Alice. Thank you. You too. You too. You have a great weekend. Again, happy birthday to your daughter. I hope you guys have a great time. I hope that she and the family really do enjoy themselves, and I appreciate you for coming by. And I'm about to get out of here myself. So on that note, Chef Finest Wine, my Chef Finest Wine. He's my personal Chef Finest Wine. And Miss Alice, Joshua, Sassy, everybody else who came through. Thank you for coming through. I wish you all peace, positivity, and prosperity, because you know what I say. Without peace, there's chaos. Without positivity, there's negativity. Wherever chaos and negativity live, breathe, and dwell, you fail to prosper to your fullest potential. So don't go anywhere where you see chaos and negativity if it's gonna hinder you from prospering, okay? We all like a little fun, a little bad thing sometimes, but if it hinders you from prospering, don't indulge. Don't let bother people bother you, and don't leave any place with more stress than you walk into that place with, be it this app, any other app, a store, a grocery store, church, your home. Try your best not to leave with more stress than you entered those doors with. We're human. We stress anyway. So if you're pretty stress-free right now, try and keep it that way. Try and keep it that way. Retirement days, Miss Betty says, have a great day. Have a great day too, Betty. You too. I'm going to come over there and check you out. Don't know if you've dropped anything recently. You know, sometimes we don't get all the notifications. So we have to make it a priority, make it our business to check each other out. I don't think it's something that's intentionally done. I just think that sometimes we're subscribed to so many people that our feed can only take so many notifications. So we have to make sure that we go and check on those who check on us, okay? We have to make sure that we check on those who check on us. And on that note, if you happen to come across this live replay, nothing in this video, and this live video was meant to be diagnostic, professional, or medical advice. We just want to encourage you guys to move. It helps your joints, it helps your mind, it helps your emotions, it helps you physically. Just get up and move. You don't have to be an athlete. Just move. Move. Get to moving. Releases stress, releases anxiety. Just move. Move, move, move. And I gotta go pay some bills, y'all. I've got to go pay some bills. As soon as that, look, as soon as those funds hit the bank, oh my gosh, for all those that don't directly come out, you gotta go and pay those bills. But make sure to keep a little bit for yourself, okay? Make sure to keep a little bit for yourself. On that note, I wish you guys a great day. Happy, happy, happy Friday. Free your mind Friday, okay? Free your mind Friday. And I will see you guys on the next Let's Walk and Talk live, okay? Live video. Thank you to those who catch the replay. Leave a comment if you like. Bye, y'all. Hey, Vaughn. Vaughn, girl, I'm gonna whoop you. You done came up in here at the end of the day. Look, I said at the end of the day. At the end of the live, talking about another great live. Hey, lives. Hey, Vaughn. Hey, Vaughn. How you doing? I'm out here walking in the rain, Vaughn. I don't know if my phone looks like it, but I have some drops of rain on here. Girl, I had to restart my live because I got up under a tree. The wind blew. And when I tell you, water was everywhere. Now, see, y'all remind me of what I did if I get on here later on talking about my phone is acting up, okay? Talking about I need a new phone. Vaughn says, I was here. Oh, thank you, Vaughn. I appreciate you. I appreciate it. So y'all remind me that I was out here walking in the rain. And y'all, the rain felt so good. You know, I took the umbrella down because I was under a big tree. And wouldn't it have it that the wind blew? I'm talking about it blew hard. I was like, hold on, y'all. I gotta go. I gotta go. I was like, I gotta go. Yeah, that was a good live. I had been on here probably like 15 minutes. Had to start over. But on that note, y'all, again, I wish you peace, positivity, and prosperity. Don't let bother people bother you. And don't let stress people stress you out. Okay? Don't let them do it. Don't let stress people stress you out. Because let me tell you, stress people, okay? Stressed people, stress people. They may tell you they're not stressed. And look, they may not be stressed when they realize they can stress you. So don't let stress people stress you out. Don't let bother people bother you. All right? Sing you a song. Toot up your patootie. And just switch off like a little duck. Switch off like a little duck. Switch off like a little duck, y'all. All right, y'all. I'll see y'all later. Bye, y'all.